Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, May 6th. We're looking at the last 2 days of the market profile of the SPY ETF here on Window Trader. And to me, it just seems like the algorithms, after getting so screwed up from yesterday, never could recover all day today. We had an initial balance that was very large that took to M period to take it out, as we got with a price probe again to the downside. Volume horrendous again. We're just about, we've done 80 million the last couple of days. We're at 68 million with the after hours. So again, you're going to be lucky to do even close to the 80 million. We end 11 wide on a day where the POC was raised initially from B to F, then lowered again later in the day to G's low. We traded, now I'm in 6 tick increments. You take away A and B's range, we traded inside M period just about the entire day except for a couple of blips in C and D and then in M period. So these algorithms were still out of sorts all day. We finally come down. Now, I closed the gap from the 4th, right? On poor structure, the 350 algo just spit out some sells and closed it. ES did not fill theirs. I know they filled in end period, but technically it's not filled until the regular trading hours. This market is firmly in balance in the weekly and daily. It's down one time framing down in the monthly. We still have an inside month though. Not happy. I'm more concerned about how the market closed today than yesterday. Yesterday was on a tweet that just sent this market reeling after we looked like we might have a P-shape, which isn't encouraging either because that's just short covering. But today's close, after being 11 wide, after trying, we never saw the opening after A period. They gave us a couple of head fakes in C and I, but never saw it. And then we closed like this. Not crazy about it. Good day in the room. Bunch of us absolutely crushed it in G period when we started shorting it, looking for the afternoon rally high, and then took it all the way down to POC and lower in H. We had a chance to do it again in I, which turns out to be our official afternoon rally high, but I did not take it. And I'll tell you why. So let's go over all the trades. First, I took a long in A period when it came down. Couldn't take out yesterday's low. We got involved in a high volume area, and this is where your volume POC was. We did tremendous volume within like a 30 to 50 cent range. So I took it around the low and took it back up to the volume POC at the time. That was a good trade. I then shorted B period. B broke A. I got short. I said we're taking out the day's low. I did not expect to fill the gap, so when it started tapering off, I got out of the trade. Did another short in C when it went up. However, I wasn't worried. I didn't short it right away. I was looking to short it at around M's high and value low, and I did. It came in a couple of times, took off. Whatever I had left, I took off because then it started running. That was the head fake. So I was a small loss on that total trade in C because then look what it did. Just totally flushed out in D, but I had a good long trade in D period. I forget exactly where I took it, but it was a good trade. I think it was probably down around, we got down below A, came back up, and I took the, I'm sure I was around there sometime. The best trade of the day by far was G and H. I consider it one trade. We took out F's high and E's high, started shorting it, got to value high, shorted it more, got short some decent size, and then started coming in. Took some off as we came in to POC, and then took it off again down around A and F's low. That was really it. I didn't do anything. I was thinking about doing that short trade again in I, but the fact that we hadn't taken out the initial balance yet, even though we had taken out the pre-market low in SPY. Now, I know you didn't, and ES didn't take out the pre-market low or high, or the initial balance at that point. But we had taken out our low, but it just made me a little wary after G not holding, would I try to go? It didn't. Would have been a good trade, that's fine. Took a small long in M period when we first broke below B, went down, took a small long, scalped it when it went right back into B. When it came out again, I said that game's over, and I just watched the rest of the day. Good day, though. All right. Destinations for tomorrow. Price probe again. We had a price probe yesterday, right? It was rejected this morning. Well, we have another one tonight. That's B's low of 285.06 is your first upside destination. Okay? Then it's 11 wide at 286.41. It got pulled down to as low as it can go with that flush out. Then we have the afternoon rally high, 287.42. Today's high of 288.46 and yesterday's high of 289.24, which is a poor high in ES, but not for us. Also, we kept bumping up around that 287 level a bunch of times and coming right back under it, which was the SPY's pre-market low. Downside, we have today's low of 283.78. Then we get into those important numbers from the fourth. Price probe. Haven't seen it yet, 283.40. Then our single prints, 283.04, get filled at 282.61. Second set, 282.25, gets filled at 11. That's B's high from that day. 281.28, 9 wide from the fourth. Afternoon pullback low of 280.20 and a daily low of 279.13. Yes, 2 short days ago we were trading as low as 279, and then yesterday got as high as 289, and now we're right back almost in the middle of those 2 days. Interesting. Let's go to the charts. Now, our charts are definitely looking for more direction, but things, again, are changing. Monthly. One time framing down, inside month. Again, yes, we're above that trend line, but barely, and it's only May 6th. Right? They battled it last month. They closed above it. Well, now we're battling it again. But here's the one that's making me a little nervous if I was a bull. We have 2 days to go in this week. We stopped the one-time framing up after 6 weeks. Last week, we got above that critical level, 287, for me to 294.88, only to close below it. This week, we've gotten up to 289.25. Well, once again, right now, we're below it. Also, that triple top we had before these last 2 weeks, this week's and last week, 288.52. I think it's important not only 287 to close above, but 288.52 to get above those balance highs. Well, right now we close at 284.25. There are 2 days to go in the week. Anything can happen. However, if we do not close above 287, then we obviously can't close above 288.52. And then even though we would be in balance, something's telling me that the buyers are now ready to give some territory up. And that territory, right now, what the bears are going to be looking at, they could have their sights firmly set at the 272.02 and 271.41 weekly lows. So if the bulls do not get their act together, you can see some acceleration down to those 2 weekly lows. It's $12 from here. Now, the sellers have been disgusting in their efforts to push it, but they have the opportunity. And then on the daily, same thing, right? We are totally in balance. And now, again, markets are visual. It's an art. Do you want to call it a 4-day balance? You can do that, right? Yesterday's high would be the high at 289.25. Monday's low of 279.13 would be the low. You can certainly call it a 4-day balance, or you can encompass this entire thing where the high is 294.88 and the low is 271.41. That's the bottom of here, those 2 weekly lows I'm talking about, this day and this day. Right now, after filling the gap, the bears have the ball in their corner. And we'd also possibly get down the 273 level is the 50-day moving average. So if the bears get any kind of acceleration, anything behind them whatsoever, they can take this down. I think those downside reference points I gave you are fairly important because price probe and single prints are important. If they do not hold from the fourth, if you start getting acceptance into the fourth, well, then there really isn't much below that to get to those destinations I'm talking about. So I think, we'll go back real quick. I really think here's your line in the sand for the bulls. May 4th. This is where buyers were. If they are not there to defend the price probe tomorrow, these single prints, well then yes, there is still more. There's the 9Y, there's the afternoon pullback low. But these are the big ones. If you start getting to these and you take out that 279.13 low, there's not a lot down to those 2 weekly lows. The bears should have their sights on those levels. They haven't proven right now to me that they can get it going, but if they do, we can see them even by the end of this week. I hope you had a great day trading. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. It's a great room. Awesome traders with all skill levels, learning the profile, trading ES. I can't say enough about who's in that room right now. We're growing, a little over 110 people. Come check us out. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.